Alright, short announcement. Whenever I drop a reverse jumping video, I get a million comments asking me to cover this person or that person, cover Broly, cover Uvogin, or Garou. This compilation is for my convenience as well as yours, because I can't respond to every comment telling you guys I've already made a video on Garou. So please sit back and relax, grab a bucket of KFC, and enjoy. Alright, so I've talked about jumpings in Jujutsu Kaisen and how they revolutionized the idea. Instead of having the background standing there watching, you know, they all jump the villain. But I haven't spoken about the opposite of that, when a couple of characters go to jump somebody and fail miserably. Today we're gonna be looking at some fights and how to not jump somebody. And the first fight we're gonna be looking at is Killer B bodies Team Taka. Alright, so first of all, Killer B was coming out of his house spitting bars. Killer B, I know I'm the shit. Might pull up and on your I'm getting to the money, hey yo, what the f? Hey, where y'all niggas come from? Hey bro, you're the 8 Tails Jinchuriki, right? It's Lord 8 Tails Jinchuriki to you. Whatever, nigga, we came here to pack you up. Jugo, take the left. Karin, get behind me. Suigetsu launches the first attack and created a big ass dust cloud. Everybody waiting to see what happened. And this Killer B blocked it. He flips the sword, put it on his neck, right? Started styling on them while rapping. Bro, this nigga Killer B is something else, bro. Jugo starts attacking him, and then we flip to Sasuke. Sasuke standing there like, hey, yo, is this nigga really rapping while he fighting us? And we flip back to the fight, and he had Jugo like this. Oh my God. That nigga was doing the stinky leg. Had his ass twitching, bro. And he was still rapping. Damn, you niggas an ass. Pull up over here, try to jump me, and I'm about to make all you niggas eat the grass. Karin is still flabbergasted that this nigga spitting such fire. And so he gets who's just jealous that he ain't got no bars. While they standing there staring at him, he tosses Jugo's body at him. And Sasuke ass thinking he the shit. He's like, all right, brother, I'll go. And Killer B's like, hey, who the f are you? And Sasuke's like, bro, we don't owe you an explanation, bro. We just came here to make you a pack. And Suigetsu's still in the back hating because he can't spit no bars. So they start the fight, and both of them turn into Beyblades for some reason. Sasuke stops the sword swing and kicks this nigga in the face. Killer B stops for a second and pulls out his notepad. Mind you, this nigga didn't even acknowledge the fact that he got kicked in the face. And here we go. Bags, bags, bags. I walk in the store, little bitch, I'm not looking at tags. I got that drip and you niggas got rags. Okay, yeah, yo, that shit fine. Sasuke standing there flabbergasted like, did this nigga just stop mid-fight and pull out a notebook to write bars? And Suigetsu gets even more jealous that he can't spit no bars. And then B pulls out his 7-sword style. And he like, watch out, little nigga, I'm about to style on you. He turns into a Beyblade, again for some reason, and starts piecing Sasuke shit up. He had that nigga on the run, bro. He was on the ropes. There was nothing he could do. And then Sasuke got packed. And Sasuke was like, no, I'm tired of this shit, bro. He starts using a Chidori. He charges at B, and B blocks that shit. And here goes B spitting again. Float like a butterfly, stings like a bee, and packs that nigga up. And B was about to end it right there, bro, but Suigetsu came for the save. And B was still cutting through the sword. After Jugo does a huge attack, here comes Plot Armor coming to save Sasuke. After Sasuke hit the revive, they decided to actually jump him this time. I don't know why they didn't do that before, but okay. But they actually started giving B the works. I mean, he was still holding his own, but you know. B escapes, right? And this nigga's still rapping. I'm done playing. I'm about to pack these niggas up, then go home and fill up my cup. Yeah. But Karin, being an Uzumaki, spots his ass. And he was like, damn, all right, whatever, let's take it to the next level. He uses his chakra club and comes at Sasuke with the lariat. Sasuke was like, oh hell no, nigga, I'm gonna die if this man hits me. He uses his Mangekyo Sharingan to put him in a genjutsu. And B falls to the floor. Everybody sighs. And then out of nowhere, this nigga gets smacked with the lariat. He thought he escaped, but nah, B came back for round 2. He crushed that nigga's throat. Sasuke was like, but you know, Sasuke got, you know, walking plot armor with them, and they saved him. But B was like, you know what, I'm just gonna end this shit right now, bro. He transforms into Gyuki. And he's still rapping! Oh my god. Suigetsu gets into the water and tried to fight him, but Gyuki packed him up with the Tail Beast Bomb. And they turned his... Bro, what is that? Oh my god, bro. That nigga turned his ass into a slide. At this point, Team Taka was like, hey yo, what the fuck are we gonna do, bro? This nigga about to pack our shit up. While they having their little moment, B is still in the back being a crackhead. Right as he's about to pack their shit up for real, here comes Sasuke with the Madarasu. And they're all like, damn, this shit's finally over. But one of the tentacles that was on fire falls on Karin. Oh my god, bro. These niggas cannot stop catching elves. So Sasuke had to use his Mangekyo again to turn off the fucking flames, and his eyes start bleeding even more. And they take B to go with them. But that wasn't even actually B. It was a tentacle clone that they got. So yeah, Killer B made a fucking joke of Team Taka. To be honest, bro, I'm looking at this shit and I'm 4 minutes in, and this is the first fight. Oh my god, bro. I was gonna put a whole lot more reverse jumpings in here, but I might have to make a part 2, bro. I don't want to make this video too long. Anywho, the next reverse jumping we're gonna get into is Mereoleona disrespecting 5 elves. Alright, so at the beginning of this arc, the elves got reincarnated. And these elves are fucking strong, especially depending on the body they are reincarnated into. If they reincarnate into just a normal mage, that mage is gonna become pretty strong. Strong enough to take a couple other mages by himself. But if they reincarnate into a captain, now it takes about a whole squad to try and fight this one nigga. And she stood her ground against 5 of them. Raya alone was already a problem. But then 4 more elves showed up, including we couldn't get Asta, but we're still gonna get them. And then she responded, stall time? Oh hell nah, nigga, they were just getting in the way. I plan on killing every single one of you here. The elves just says 5 against 1. You still needed a handicap? That is wild, bro. She's facing 5 of the strongest niggas around, and she's just telling them they need more of a handicap, bro. Now the fight starts pretty fast. The nigga with paint magic makes a giant hand to punch her, and as she's about to go and block it, Raya uses teleportation magic to catch her ass off guard, and she gets hit. And that's when she starts thinking, hey, bro, I should have been able to dodge that. What the hell's going on? That's when one of the elves start talking, and she's like, yeah, bitch, I'm using snow magic to dull your senses, which low-key sounds stupid. I don't know how snow magic is gonna dull your senses, but okay. Because she's still getting up, and Raya's like, oh, ain't no way, bro. What? How are you still getting up after we just beat your ass like that? But she responds with this. She really said she's not gonna die until she kills every single one of them. But Raya was like, look, bro, just stop, dude. This is over. And then she goes, oh yeah, elves were really over it at this point, bro. So they decided to combine all their magic together to do one final attack and get rid of her for good. But then Asta definitely over after they got smacked by that shit. After that, them niggas took a lot of anime whammon that I like, but hey, Mereoleona's in the top 10 easy. Now, before I get to Madara disrespecting the Shinobi Alliance in the 5 Kage, I have a bonus reverse jumping from a little show known as Fairy Tail. Now, this was Natsu and Gajeel versus the twin dragons, Sting and Rogue. Now, keep in mind that this was supposed to be a 2-on-2. Now, before the fight started, bro, them niggas was talking mad trash.
Listen here, you nigglets. First of all, you guys are just 1st generation dragons. We are 3rd generations. We're better. We was trained by dragons, and we got dragon lacrimas inside of us. You niggas got nothing on us. After the first round of fighting, Natsu and Gajeel kind of beat their ass. Natsu was like, hey, bro, did you guys actually defeat y'all dragons? You know, you're kind of trash. And here goes Sting. Defeat? I killed that nigga with my bare hand.
And Natsu's like, hey, bro, wasn't that like y'all parents, though?
Nigga, that's none of your business.
Now they get back to fighting, and the twin dragons were getting pieced up. After all that fucking trash talking, they were getting their ass beat. I'm not gonna go too in depth with the fight. I'm gonna do that when I talk about the failed trash talking video. But the fight kept going back and forth. You know, at one point, Natsu and Gajeel are beating their ass. Next thing you know, the twin dragons go into their dragon drive and start beating Natsu's ass. And then Natsu and Gajeel goes back to beating their ass in their dragon drive, so they go even stronger. Now they release their dragon force. Everybody that knows what dragon force is shocked that they're able to do it by themselves. And then them niggas started toying with Gajeel and Natsu and beating their ass. But as they were fighting, the fighting was so strong, it destroyed the fucking arena and they fell through the ground. But the fight continued and Sting and Rogue was just beating their ass until they were on the floor and everybody was worried about it. They even thought them niggas was dead. But nah. Natsu gets up and starts talking. And he's like, hey, bro, I done learned everything I can about you niggas now. I know how your attack goes, when you defend, and even what position your foot faces when you're about to attack. And he's like, it's around 11 o'clock. But Gajeel's like, nah, nigga, it's 10. And they start arguing. In the middle of arguing, Natsu pushes this nigga into a rail car and make it go off. Now, mind you, Dragon Slayers have terrible motion sickness, so Gajeel's not getting out of this anytime soon. And then he turns around and is like, all right, I gotta pay you niggas back. Y'all was looking down on me? Now I'm gonna style on you niggas. Bring it on. And he actually starts beating their ass. This was a 2-on-2, and Natsu turned it into a reverse jumping. This nigga Natsu was giving them the ones back to back, and they could do nothing, even though they were in their dragon force. Bro, he was beating them so bad that their cats was crying. Oh my god, bro, what kind of savage do you have to be to do that? But as the fight goes on, Sting and Rogue were like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna use our strongest attack and finish you off. And they started using their unison ray. Now, as they're using this unison ray, bro, the announcers, they're hyping that shit up, bro. They're like, oh man, this is the strongest attack you could possibly attain as a fucking mage.
Looks like a unison ray. It's what you might call fusion magic. It's generally considered to be such an advanced technique that you could spend your entire life training and never master it.
They really said you could train your whole life and never master this. But then they launched that bitch at Natsu, and Natsu with a single attack overpowers their fucking unison rate. So yeah, Natsu's kind of a menace. But now that we're done with this little detour, we finally go to Madara disrespecting the Shinobi Alliance and the 5 Kage in a reverse jumping. Madara stands there, look at about 3,000 niggas ready to piece him up, and he jumps down and started running towards them. No hesitation whatsoever, bro. This man gets into the crowd, and people starts flying like helicopters, bro. And he's doing all this with just taijutsu. Like, bro, could you imagine how strong of a human you have to be to punch somebody like in the air that high? And back to back with multiple niggas. And this nigga's eyes are moving with his Sharingan, and this is low-key my favorite scene in Naruto. Because it truly shows what a Sharingan user would be like during a fucking fight like this. It really shows how much they can perceive in a matter of seconds. He grabs a random sword and starts slicing and dicing. And this one nigga gonna throw a kunai with a bomb attached to it. He rips the paper bomb off, sticks it to a random dude, and throws the kunai right back to the dude. Turned around, kicked the bomb. He really kicked this man to his comrade so he could blow up. Bro, oh god, Madara is something else, bro. Bro, he's sitting there piecing niggas up, and then some random dude tried to come from underground. This nigga jumps, channels his inner Jean-Claude Van Damme, and kicks 2 other random niggas. And then stomps on this nigga's head. It's like every single one of this nigga's actions are just calculated. Well, I mean, when you have the Sharingan, you have the time to do that. But bro, he's fighting, and then he just grabs this random nigga and starts strangling him with one hand. And he's like, damn, nigga, you wanna dance too? Bet that up! And then here comes Tamari with her big ass fan. And then she says this.
Do not underestimate me.
Nigga, Madara don't even know you exist. The fuck are you talking about underestimate, bro? Madara uses one fire style, and it is the biggest out of the whole series we've ever seen. It takes like 7 niggas using water style to try and stop it. And that barely did anything, cause fireballs was still raining. It was dusty as fuck, but that wasn't stopping Madara not one bit. Bro, this nigga's fighting a whole army by himself. Gaara, Inoki, and Naruto doesn't attack, and they thought they had him, but nah. This nigga busts out his Susanoo, pulls out 4 chakra blades, and started making waves with bodies. Gaara manages to pull this nigga out of his Susanoo, and Naruto uses a Rasen Shuriken to try and kill him. But shit, this nigga pulls out his Rinnegan and stops it. And everybody was just flabbergasted, like, ain't no way this nigga has a Rinnegan. Bro pulls out his Susanoo again, and this is when he disrespects, everybody in the fucking show. He does a hand seal, and everybody who is looking up is like, yo, we lost this. Who decided it was a good idea to fight this nigga? Look at this dude's face, bro. He's just ready to go home to his wife and kids. Madara pulls a fucking meteor towards them. But we all know what happens next. Inoki and Gaara does their hardest and manages to stop the meteor. And every shinobi in the alliance fell to the floor in relief, like, oh my god, I can finally go back to my wife. And Madara's like, oh hell no, nigga, you're not going back to your wife. What are you gonna do about the second one, Inoki? And yeah, it just devastates the whole shinobi alliance. After that, all 5 Kage decided to show up. Tsunade's like, hey bro, I need to heal these 2. Can you guys buy me some time? Mai starts spitting her nasty ass mucus, and the 3rd Raikage was just going dummy with his lightning style. And was surprised at how fast this nigga Madara was. After hitting Madara, Gaara uses a Grand Sand Mausoleum to try and, seal his Susanoo. But he busts out of that shit. After that, Mai uses some steam to try and cover the battlefield. Which makes no sense to me, since this nigga has a Rinnegan, bro. He can see. As the mist spread, what a tongue twister, the Raikage teleports to move and sends this nigga flying. He turned this nigga into Team Rocket. But after that, he goes to Madara, since Inoki's on his back, making him heavier and lighter whenever he needs, and punches this nigga Susanoo. And Madara's flabbergasted, because yo, this nigga's breaking my Susanoo. After buying themselves a couple of seconds, Tsunade went to give the Naruto clone a little pep talk and a message to take back to Naruto. They really think they're going to win, bro. But the fight continues, since, they got their little morale boost. But it didn't matter what they do, bro. Madara was just too strong. And then he uses a wood style attack. And Tsunade is like, hey, wait a minute. It's not my grandpa's attack. While she's telling everybody not to inhale the fucking pollen from the flowers, this motherfucker pulls up out of nowhere with his Susanoo again. Bro, how does he keep doing that? That thing is huge and loud. But yeah, he's like, hey, bro, don't get too distracted by the flowers, because I'm about to whoop y'all ass. And then he uses a fire style to burn the wood. And since 1, it's hot as fuck, and 2, there's a plant giving the pollen to make them fall asleep, they all fell unconscious, except for Inoki. This old man's getting up still. And then uses his particle style to cut a fucking hole in the plant, which allowed them to breathe again. After waking up, bro, Madara shows them what's on his chest, and it's Hashirama's face. And everybody's flabbergasted, like, ain't no way, bro. That's the first Hokage. How is that face on his chest? And he's like, hell yeah, nigga, y'all can feel it, right? I know you can feel it, Tsunade, bro. His blood runs through your veins. I have Hashirama's powers running through me. And through this whole fight, bro, this nigga Madara just keeps glazing Hashirama. Every single chance he get, man, y'all niggas can't do better than Hashirama. Man, Hashirama's attack would have hurt me a whole lot more than your bullshit. Like, damn, bro, get off his dick! He's dead! But he's like, Tsunade, your jutsus are garbage. Your jutsus don't even compare to Hashirama's. You're just a weak woman. Hey, look, Madara, I know you're a savage and all, but you know, in 2023, you can't be saying stuff like that, bro, you know? People are sensitive nowadays. You can't be going around calling women weak, bro. But Tsunade was like, all right, nigga, I'll show you who's a weak woman. I'm about to beat your ass. And releases her seal of 100 healings. And Madara's like, 100 healing? Nigga, I've never heard of that shit. But then Tsunade launches an attack at him and starts cracking his Susanoo ribcage. But all this nigga's thinking is how much slower she is than the Raikage. But after that, he jumps up to do a fire style attack, and then they started jumping that nigga. And they actually broke the Susanoo ribcage somehow. After he falls to the ground, he's like, you know what, Tsunade? You're not a weak woman. And then this nigga starts glazing Hashirama again, like, oh my god, bro, we know he was strong. Shut up and get to fighting, bro. You're getting jumped right now. So now they got tired of this nigga glazing her grandpa. So she punches the shit out of him and removes half of his body. And while he's in midair, right, Garou uses a grandstand mausoleum again to seal him. And they're all like, oh my god, we finally got this nigga. But not 2 seconds after they say that, Tsunade gets stabbed through the ground. And everybody's looking like, hey, yo, what the fuck? I thought we just sealed this nigga. But he pops up out of the ground like, wow, congratulations, you sealed the fucking clone. Now, could you sit here and imagine, bro, this whole time they were fighting, you know, as hard as they could, right? Trying their best against a clone. After getting stabbed, Tsunade breaks the fucking chakra blade that's inside of her, grabs it, and tries to attack Madara with it. But Madara grabs that shit and smacks the fuck out of her. And then even Madara got surprised when he saw her get back up. And then Inoki tries to seal him with his particle style. But Madara's like, hey, stupid. You do know that you have to hit me with physical attacks to even be able to hurt me, right? So why are you trying something so stupid? And absorbs it with his Rinnegan. And then he was like, you know what, bro? I just wanted to scare you guys with Hashirama's face, but it seems like that didn't work. And then Tsunade says this. And then Mai was like, hey, bro, don't go calling us cowards because there's 5 of us. You know, that's just complimenting how strong you are. Like, seriously. And Madara was like, oh, really? Pulls out 25 wood clones, right? And it's like, hey, bro, don't start calling me a coward either, because this is just a testament to your power. You guys are the 5 Kage. And then he pulls out his inner Fleece Johnson and says this.
I have one question for you. Would you prefer for all of these clones to use Susanoo against you or not?
Is this nigga serious?
The choice is yours.
Bro, this nigga really said, do you want the clones to use Susanoo or not? The choice is yours. Madara is arguably the most disrespectful anime character now. This is the definition of a reverse jumping. 5 of them tried to jump one of him, so he made 5 for everybody else to get jumped. Yo, this nigga's something else, bro. The Kage were mad as fuck. And then Madara was like, okay, bro, you guys didn't answer, so I'm gonna have to answer for y'all. And made the clones use Susanoo anyways. They really had a choice, and he was like, y'all didn't choose, so I'm gonna fuck y'all up. And he didn't stop there. After the 5 Kage defeated all his clones in their Susanoo, they went after him and tried to finally seal him, but he was like, nah, and releases a full body Susanoo. And everybody was flabbergasted, bro. They was like, hey, yo, is this the full power of a Susanoo? But Madara was like, oh nah, I'm about to show y'all what it actually looks like for real. Then he covers his Susanoo in armor and summons the full thing with its blades and all. Everybody was already shocked as fuck, right? But then he swings his sword and destroys 2 mountain ranges with just one swing. And the Kage was just there like, damn, Hashirama was able to fight this nigga and win? Like, bro, after he dropped those meteors, I would have been out of there, bro. I would have stopped the fight immediately. But damn, they let it get to shit like this? But then Onoki was like, hey, bro, you had this much power left, but why were you hiding it from the beginning? But Madara was like, hey, bro, what adult would go full force when fighting a bunch of children? And on God, bro, if I was one of the Kage, bro, I would have just left. Because, wow, he called them children. And honestly, I could continue on with this fight, but bro, I'm gonna stop here. This video is already 20 minutes long, bro. Garou Garo has gone his whole life playing the monster. Whenever it's time to play superhero, everybody else would be Superman and Batman and shit, and they would make him the Joker. And as we all know in cartoons, the villain never wins. And as a young kid, Garo saw this and was like, hey, this is an injustice. Why come the bad guy never win? And so Garo sets out into the world to make sure that once and for all, the villain finally takes a dub, with him being the villain. And being in a world full of superheroes, Garo couldn't be more happy. We start this off with Garo going to a hero association recruitment. A whole lot of heroes are standing there. You know, they're here to prove themselves, to see what class they can be in. And Garo pulls up like, here he is. All of you niggas are ass, and I was with your moms last night. The heroes were not happy hearing this, especially this fake ass Houdini. Like, what are you? He goes to attack Garo, and Garo just fucking strangles his ass. But as he's strangling this man, he gets attacked from behind by, is that Twigo? Jinpachi? Bro, this nigga don't know who he wants to be. Well, it doesn't really matter who he's cosplaying as, cause Garo smacks the shit out of him. My dog even had the loincloth on. After smacking that nigga around, Garo declares, I'm on the monster side, so bring it on. And then this fake ass Saitama with hair pulls up. Meat beating technique 29. Man starts clapping his head. I don't know, what the fuck is he even doing? This man launches a blue flame at Garo. But it didn't end well for him, cause Garo took his right hand. Well, no more beating techniques for him. At this point, the director is flabbergasted, cause Garo murked everybody in the fucking room. And he's like, hey bro, I'm coming back 6 months later even stronger. So good luck with that. Now, huge disclaimer, I'm not gonna include like every single fight that Garo has been in. Just the jumpings that he gets into. Now, the next jumping that Garo gets into starts with Moomin Rider. Garo randomly finds this nigga and is like, hey bro, you're a hero, right? And Moomin Rider confirms that he's a hero. And Garo's like, that's great. I'm gonna hunt you now to become a true monster. Moomin Rider is low-key confused as fuck. But as this man is making his declarations, the tank top crew pulls up. One of them start piping up after getting his ass beat previously and is like, I found you. I'm going to make you pay for what you did the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is how you recognize a fucking menace. He didn't even let this man finish his sentence and punched him in the face. And bro, look at these tank top weirdos. They all came to jump him. Like, first of all, bro, how do you decide this is your costume? Imagine going to be a superhero and you pick this as your costume. Oh, fake ass shiesty wearing. This nigga looks so dumb. Every single one of these tank top niggas looks stupid. Anywho, bro, Garo goes and tries to run through them and immediately gets clocked by none other than Tank Top Master, the S-Class hero. And bro, that gave Garo an immediate boner because this nigga loves strong people. Bah! Anywho, bro, Tank Top Master did not come to play, bro. He immediately goes in, shakes the ground, and as Garo is wobbly, runs through this nigga like a fucking linebacker. Jesus Christ. Damn! He turned into a fucking Beyblade! And Garo, always the menace that he is, somehow manages to stop himself. And bro, I said the same thing about Toji, but any nigga that you see that you're beating their ass and they're smiling, run! Like bro, nobody should be smiling after those hits, but if you're fighting somebody and you hit them like real good and they smile afterwards, bro, there's no fight. Like, you might as well pack up your bags and run. Like bro, go, leave. Tank Top Master is wondering if this nigga's even human anymore and goes for a fucking attack to erase this nigga. But Moomin Rider head ass jumps in the way like a fucking nuisance, bro, and gets punched. And bro, this man start babbling about Garo being a human and that the fight is over. Like, I cannot stand this dude. I hate characters like this. After hearing the speech, Tank Top Master decides, hey bro, listen, if you've learned your lesson and you're not gonna do this again, bro, we're gonna let you go. And Garo, the absolute fucking menace that he is, replies, as if, nigga, I'm going to murder every single one of you here. And immediately Tank Top Master goes to finish him. And bro, look how he turned this nigga's head. How is he not dead? But Garo, being a martial arts demon, immediately turns every single attack on him and starts beating his ass. Mink, 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 mink. Garo is celebrating putting an S-Class hero on their knees, but then Moomin Rider big head ass comes in with the fucking justice grab. And again, one of the things I fucking hate about anime, this dumbass is screaming his attack name. Like bro, if he had just shut the fuck up and hit him in the back of the head with the bike, Garo could have died. But no, he just had to scream. Anyways, as we all expected, Garou one-shots Moomin Rider. And ooh boy, Tank Top Master was mad. Goes to attack Garou and promptly gets his jaw rearranged. After getting rid of Tank Top Master, Garou just goes and get rid of the fodder hero. After finishing, out of nowhere, one of his dojo mates came and tried to get vengeance or whatever. And that nigga got bodied off screen. Now we move on to one of the funniest scenes in One Punch Man ever. A big misunderstanding between Garou and Saitama. Saitama goes up to Garou and is like, hey bro, I finally found you. I've been looking for you. And Garou, thinking this is just another hero, goes and chops this man with all his might. And Saitama immediately retaliates and put this nigga in the dirt. Bro woke up on a pile of trash. He didn't even know what the fuck happened. Saitama really gave this nigga amnesia. After that, Garou got into a fight with Metal Bat, almost dies. He literally got saved by his sister. And as if this nigga hasn't taken enough L's, he goes and tries to fight Dogman and promptly gets his ass beat again. Garou is walking and looks like he got one foot in the fucking grave. And then he notices King and Saitama walking. Goes to attack King. It gets kicked by Saitama. Bro, this man went 3 for 3 on L's, bro. And he got amnesia again. And of course, the King misunderstandings continue with Garou. Now, at this point, Garou finally realizes his body's at his limit and goes to get some rest. And while he's in the shack resting, the A-class heroes pulls up to jump him. Garou hops on the roof and declares that after he murks every single one of them, that will add up to 100 bodies. And the jumping immediately begins. They're throwing hits at him back to back, but you know, hey, Garou learned from the best dancer ever, and hey, he was moving, not gonna lie. Niggas was shooting at him, stabbing him, throwing balls at him. Pause. And he was eating every single one of them. The archer ended up getting him with 2 arrows. And Garou is standing there looking at how he's about to get jumped. And bro, before I even continue, bro, these heroes have the strangest fucking costumes. Like, bro, who is this nigga supposed to be? Naruto's wallet? At this point, bro, Garou is like tired as fuck, but still makes up his mind to fight. So they continue the jumping, and Garou is just dodging as much as he possibly can. And look at this man's face. He is on the verge of death. Like, nobody should be fighting in this state. But as he goes to move, the frog guy grabs his fucking leg. And out of nowhere, this fucking yellow ball comes flying at him. But Garou somehow managed to redirect it and hit the frog guy in the face. After using it to block incoming fire, he uses a 1-inch punch and send it to the dude with the gun. Oh, howdy partner, built ass. Anywho, the ball is continuing on its way and gets shattered by the knight. But little did he know, Garou was right behind that bitch, and he promptly proceeds to use this nigga as a meat shield. Hey, pause. Why does this nigga look like a Power Ranger? Anywho, Garou catches some rocks that were thrown at him and murks the archer behind him. And bro is grinning too. Like, what kind of diabolical plan are you plotting to have this grin on your face? Anywho, Garou grabs a root from the floor, I don't even know how he knew it was there, and kicks this hero in the jaw. Like, bro, this nigga's not speaking ever again. And after that comes the most disturbing part of this show, because who in their right mind allowed this nigga to be a superhero? Bro, he has a Gatling gun. Bro is dumping out shells, bro. Like, how is this allowed? This nigga is clearly a villain. As Garou is running, he starts boxing the nigga in the tracksuit. Just really started beating on the nigga for no reason. The nigga with the drill comes and tries to attack him from behind, screeching out his attack as usual. And Garou put the meanest combo I have ever seen on this nigga. And you know, if he had just shut the fuck up and attacked them from behind without making any noise, you might have had the chance to get Garou while he was busy. But you'd rather scream at the top of your fucking lungs like a dumbass. The nigga with the Gatling come back and is preparing to end Garou. And I will reiterate this again. This nigga is a villain. What hero walks around wearing this on their face? Wow. Yo, bro, I swear to God. This man unleashes all his attacks upon Garou. But Garou is just standing there after blocking every single shot. And afterwards, Garou is glad.
Serious?
Do you know why? Because dude just proved that guns don't work on him now. Anywho, Death Gatling gets in his feelings and starts screaming that he's the one who's gonna defeat Garou, and then promptly gets his fucking jaw broken. And it's the fact that he did all this with 2 arrows sticking in his back that makes it even crazier. After Garou thinks it's finally all over, Genos head ass pull up. But since it's not a jumping, I'm not gonna talk about it. But what I will talk about is when Bang and Bomb come to beat his ass. Genos is about to try and incinerate Garou, and this nigga Bang comes from the top rope and kicks the shit out of this man's jaw. And this is how you know that Bang is a true master at fighting because unlike every other fucking hero, he didn't scream at the top of his lungs when he was coming in for a sneak attack. And it landed! I feel like a lot of shonen characters can learn a thing or two from Bang. And damn, bro, I swear he just broke his spine on that tree. Bro, he literally wrapped around that bitch. Anywho, Bang is like, hey Garou, long time no see, buddy. And they start boxing. Garou launches at Bang and immediately gets his ass beat. Because one thing he should have learned from all the comics and mangas he read is that you don't fuck with the old master. Anywho, Garou grabs Bang and thinks that he has an upper hand. And Bang quickly proves the opposite. Garou starts getting desperate and tries to go and use Death Gatling's body, you know, as a fucking shield. And that's when Bomb pulls up and kicks him in the fucking face. Again, he made no noise. He just pulled up and hit him. So yeah, things went from bad to worst for Garou. Two of his masters are just here to beat the shit out of him. And they got him good, not gonna lie. But as they're finally going in for a final attack, Garou gets tired of their shit and pushed them away. And out of nowhere, this big ass bird comes and grabs Garou. And true to the testament of Garou being an absolute fucking menace, as he's being carried away from safety, he is fussing to go back and run the fade with Bang and Bomb. Honestly, it's not often you see a character like Garou, a character who literally walks around looking to get jumped. Alright bro, look, I've seen a lot of anime, which includes shonen. And in shonen, getting jumped is like a rite of passage, bro. It's gonna happen. I made a video called JJK Jumpings, which is the most popular video on my channel right now, talking about how Jujutsu Kaisen revolutionized the idea of getting jumped and how they made it great. But there is a phenomenon called a reverse jumping, where a couple of characters will go to jump somebody and fail miserably. Case in point, Team Taka pulling up to Killer Bee. Sasuke and his goons pulled up to jump Killer Bee and failed. Ladies and gentlemen, this video has been a long time coming, not gonna lie, bro. But we're finally here with Reverse Jumpings Part 2. And as usual, big shout out to my patrons. They got the video and audio early. And if you too would like to get the audio and videos early, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first jumping we're gonna get into is Broly manhandling the Z Fighter. Bro, from the start of this fight, Broly was getting mad disrespectful. After clotheslining the devil out of Trunks, Broly turns around and says this.
Kakarot, how much do you love your son?
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Alright everyone, let's have a little talk. In no circumstances should you be continuing a fight after a man turns around, looks at you, and asks you how much do you love your son. This is a cause for concern, my boy. You better run. Even Goku realizes this man is crazy and tells Gohan to run. This man knees Broly in the chin, and Broly took that shit as a challenge and proceeds to do his best Neymar impression, sending Goku into a fucking mountain. Gohan is trying to run away, and this demonic creature pulled up through the fucking wall to grab him. Bro, Gohan was flabbergasted. Look at this man's face. He drags this kid's face through an entire building. And when Goku and Trunks came and tried to help, Mans came through the wall like he was part of the rumbling and clotheslines both of them at the same time. Bro, he hits Goku so hard he went out of his Super Saiyan. And he's still going with Trunks. Goku, realizing his son just got turned into a fucking flag, goes to try and help. But this demonic creature refuses and just steps in front of him. Bruh, Broly is a different kind of menace. Goku, trying his hardest to go and save Gohan, is running towards Broly, bro. And oh man, he's just keep throwing energy balls at him back to back. And bro, he was not stopping. Hey, but low-key props to Goku. He was tanking him though. He was tanking the hit. This man tells Goku to just give up. But you know, since Goku's a complete dumbass, he doesn't know how to give up. Broly taking that as a challenge, sends his ass flying with an energy ball. And even after all of that, Broly is only getting stronger. All right, let's look at this jumping scene right here. We have Trunks, Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku. They are getting ready to jump the daylights out of Broly. And this maniac says this.
If you had just let me kill you all before, you wouldn't be dealing with this pain now.
Is this nigga serious?
Bro, like, at this point, just pack up your fucking bags and leave, Goku. This ain't it, man. Anywho, Goku and Piccolo goes to attack him, and this man is dodging all their hits with his hands crossed. Alright, from watching my jumping and reverse jumping videos, a lot of you know that I always criticize Dragon Ball characters for not jumping their villains. But honestly, I think after this fight, the Z Fighters realized that Jumping doesn't work in Dragon Ball. After getting the pause put on them by Broly, everybody like just had it ingrained in their head that jumping doesn't work. Anywho, bro, Piccolo goes to attack this man and fails miserably. Man's got kicked into next Tuesday. And after running through Trunks and Gohan like a linebacker, this man punts Piccolo and sends him off with a sends this man off with an energy ball, bruh. Broly had these fighters in the worst pain they could possibly imagine. Taking L's back to back. Goku asked Broly for a handicap. And Broly asked, is that another word for coffin? Alright, Goku, I know you love fighting and all that. You know, you're a fightaholic. But if one, you're already jumping this nigga, right? And two, you ask for more of a handicap, and he responds the way that Broly does. I think it's time to retire, bro, because there ain't no way I'm taking this level of disrespect. And he's just blasting at Goku, laughing like a fucking maniac. Vegeta finally decides to stop being a bitch, because at the beginning of the fight, bro, this man was just on the sidelines glazing Broly, bro. Goku is hobbling away after all those blasts, and Broly is just menacingly walking towards this man like he was Jason or some shit. Goku fires a Kamehameha point blank in Broly's face, and he just stood there and took it. Mans didn't even attempt to dodge, and bro, he was laughing about it. Goku is flabbergasted. This man grabs Goku's head in one hand, and bro, Goku is looking delirious like, bro, this man is done. Anywho, like I said earlier, Vegeta finally stops being a bitch and goes to attack Broly, and saying that it didn't end well would be an understatement, because Trunk was trying to defend Vegeta, so he uppercuts this nigga to the moon. He clotheslines Vegeta. Bro, why does this man love clotheslining people so much? Anywho, he imprints the nigga into a rock and is just pressing his face in it just to rub it in. Vegeta just gives up and go out of his Super Saiyan form. And to just rub salt in the wound, he says this.
So it's true. You are all talk and no action. A true piece of trash.
So yeah, Broly is not to be messed with. And I think the Z Fighters learned a valuable lesson that day. But moving on.
So I'm here to talk about the one and only Aizen. Now, not only is Aizen one of the coldest villains to ever step into Shonen Jump, he has like a top 5 reverse jump ever made. Like, look at Bleach. Look at this big ass cast. And now to put it into perspective, 80% of these niggas were fighting Aizen, and he won with no effort. It first starts off with all the Vizards, and he does them like light work. No reaction. Chi-Chi tries to pull up on his mans. He's like, yeah, done change your whole controls, nigga. Got you moving like these. You ain't ready. And then Aizen's like, that's it? Man, get that weak shit the fuck up out of here. And violates this man the worst. Only for all the captains to pull up and hit him with the good old-fashioned jumping. And this is the same nigga that stopped the main character's entire theme song. You really think that shit gonna work? Nah. Straight got Hitsugaya with the nah, nope, bye. And my man hitting the anime. I was like, nah, I knew it was cooked. But all the captains using their best shit, trying for dear life. Nothing's working. This nigga is cheating. They do all that jumping and they finally get a fatal stab in. Only for Ichigo to look up distraught talking about some, what the are y'all doing? For it to be revealed that they were fighting Momo the whole time. And Hitsugaya straight crashing out. That was the last straw. And that's when Aizen hits him into slumber and does the rest of the captains the same. And to end off this jumping, Shinji in a last ditch effort pulls up on Aizen and he's like, how long have you been using Sugetsu? And that's when Aizen drops the coldest panel in this entire manga. How long have you been under the illusion that I wasn't using the Sugetsu? And that wraps it up. Watch Bleach if you haven't. Passing it back to my boy.
Yes, sir. Alright, bruh. We're gonna be looking at how Laxus put the pause on his own father. And if that wasn't bad enough, bruh, he did it to his entire squad. By the way, this was in the same tournament as Natsu versus the Twin Dragons. So they had Laxus match up against a nigga named Alexi from Raventails. And nobody knew who this Alexi person was. But he was putting the pause on Laxus, which made no sense. As he's manhandling Laxus to everybody else, little do they know, that was just a fucking illusion. In reality, Ivan pulled up with his entire squad. Before I continue, let's look at this weak-ass squad real quick. This man, Ivan, looked like he got his shoulders from the same store Eustace gets his overalls from. You got this weak-ass purple dwarf, a deranged psychopath who don't know how to keep her head straight, a fake Batman villain, oh penguin wannabe ass, and I don't even know what to say about you, bro. You just weird as fuck. You look weird, talk weird, act weird, even your fucking ability is weird. Anywho, after talking shit and saying that he put his whole squad together just to wipe out Fairy Tail, he attacks Laxus and he just took it. Mans didn't even budge. And this delusional weirdo says this.
God bring yourself to strike your father? What a good boy you are, my sweet little Laxus.
Like, bro, you sus as shit, bro. I wouldn't call you dad if I was Laxus, bro. Anywho, Makarov reminds this nigga, hey, bro, your real family is the guild. Anywho, this hating ass nigga tells the penguin to start attacking. But Laxus didn't give this man a chance and immediately takes him out. Kicks the dude's non-existent jaw and just one-shotted him. And the other goobers didn't fare any better. The girl and the dwarf went to attack him, but Laxus was just weaving that shit. Not gonna lie, bro, he was doing a good job. And in spectacular fashion, he one-shots the dwarf. And the psychopath catches him with her hair. So Laxus just turns around and breathes on her. And just like that, Shawty got herself one-shotted. The weirdo with the sand ability comes from behind, and instead of just attacking Laxus, he decided to say his attack before he does anything. And he just gets backhanded into oblivion. And so it was now Ivan's turn to get one-shotted. This nigga was so flabbergasted that his whole squad got wiped, and he was the only one left. And Laxus says this.
Taken out.
Look, deadbeat. I don't know what your goal is here, and frankly, I don't care. There's only one thing you're getting for all your trouble. Hey!
Caught his ass out on being a deadbeat and everything, bruh. But by now, you already have an idea of how this ends. Ivan gets his ass punched in the balls and one-shotted. And so the illusion broke and everybody actually saw what happened and realized that Laxus just wiped an entire guild out. The next fight is from an anime I truly hold dear, and that is Soul Eater. Loki, I really wish Soul Eater would get another season, bruv. But that's beside the point. How this whole reverse jumping started is Maka, Tsubaki, Blackstar, and Soul are failing. They pulled up to Lord Death and was like, hey, why did you call us? And he's like, you guys are gonna need to take remedial classes. They're like, hey, wait, why? He makes Maka explain their duty at the school, which is to collect 99 human souls and 1 witch soul. And he's like, yeah, but you niggas have gotten 0 souls altogether. And then he explains, hey, but there's this nigga Sid, right? He's like the greatest teacher we've ever had. But recently he got turned into a fucking zombie. But he's been going around attacking students trying to teach them the great lesson that dying has taught him since he can't die anymore. He's like, yeah, go find this nigga Sid and find out who the hell turned him into a fucking zombie. So they go to the graveyard that he's supposed to be at. And Soul and Blackstar are just being stupid and making a lot of noise in a fucking cemetery for some odd reason. And Maka's just there sad as fuck wondering why she has to take remedial classes when she's the smartest nigga around. As Blackstar and Soul are screaming and wondering where this nigga Sid is at, he pops up from underground and grabbed Maka's leg. And this nigga tried to shake a hoe. But Blackstar quickly came in for the save. And then this nigga Sid, right, grabs his headstone and starts using that shit as a weapon.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
They fought, but since that's not what we're here for, I'm gonna skip the fight. Anywho, they ended up catching this nigga Sid. And then we get back to Death explaining who might be behind Sid being turned into a zombie, who he says is Frankenstein. And then they show you this dude Stein. He has a giant screw on the side of his head. Like, bro, this nigga literally has a screw loose. And then Maka and the gang pulled up, ready to jump this nigga. And
Bruh.
yeah, this was their first introduction to this man. Anywho, Blackstar's on the roof being loud as usual, because this nigga just can't stand not being the center of attention. He goes and starts attacking Stein, but he blocks all the hits and retaliates, putting Blackstar on his ass. Next, Maka and Soul starts attacking him, but they weren't faring any better. And even Blackstar was catching strays. Mid-fight, he realizes who Maka is, realizing she's Spirit's daughter. When Maka and Soul ask him how he knows this, it's because he used to experiment on this nigga's body as he slept. Oh, nah. Bro, somebody lock this man up, bro. He's a fucking maniac. And bro, he did that for 5 years without Spirit noticing. But hey, look on the bright side. He's a good doctor. After saying that he wants to dissect Maka because she's Spirit's daughter, he goes and attacks her, disrupting her soul. And them niggas was flabbergasted that he was able to do this. Maka goes for another attack, and he makes her drop soul. And this nigga starts creating lines on her body to where he should dissect. Like, bro, somebody put this man in jail. He is not stable. And bro, he says he wants to turn her skin into sandpaper. Anywho, Blackstar, realizing he's not the center of attention, goes for an attack again. And this time, he does the same thing that Stein was doing, using his soul wavelength as an attack. And everyone is shocked that he's able to do this. But because Stein's a fucking genius, he can match his soul wavelength with anybody else. And so the attack had no effect. And he turns around, he's like, all right, my turn to attack, and fries this nigga's brain. Oh my God, bro, that looks so fucking painful. And and so Blackstar was out of commission after that. Kid, realizing that these niggas are not gonna win this, decides he's going to help out. Back to the fight, Sol is trying to get Maka fired up to go back to fighting him, but she's looking like she's seen a ghost. After seeing Stein's soul waveling, that was a fucking tongue twister, Maka just gives up.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Cause there's no way they can beat this man. In depth, the kid didn't make it there because he's incapacitated on the floor after realizing he forgot to fold the toilet paper the right way. This man has like the most extreme case of OCD. Our final reverse jumping is a legendary one, and it's none other than the menace himself, Uvogin versus the Shadow Beast. Oh my god, this fight was brutal. First of all, this squad of straight weirdos pull up, and they walking like they cool or some shit. Like, y'all niggas look strange. You got this fake ass Alan the Alien pretending to be Earthworm Jim. Ugh, this is how you chose to make your entrance? By slithering into the fucking ground. The other three are walking up like they're the Three Musketeers or some shit, and Uvogin is ready for these niggas. Phaeton was about to hop in, but Uvogin told him not to. And bro, let's look at the rest of the squad. You got this fake ass shark boy. Like, bro, this nigga wanna be a hedgehog so bad. We'll look at the other two later. But the first person to attack was Earthworm Jim, and he got a good hit on Uvogin, not gonna lie. But shit, he ended up breaking his fingers in the process, and Uvogin retaliates. He grabs his arm and pulls his ass in the ground to try and immobilize Uvogin. But little does he know, Uvogin's a fucking menace. And with one attack, he makes a fucking crater and put that man out of commission. After seeing his tattoo, the other three goobers realize that he's a Phantom Troop member, and they start getting excited. We'll see how long that excitement lasts. Kurapika, who we're gonna talk about in another video, also sees the tattoo and gets a boner. But the next attacker is the dude in tracksuit, and upon punching him, Uvogin realizes he got stabbed with a bunch of hair. And this fucking weirdo is proud that he can manipulate his body hair at will. While he's distracted, the other weirdo comes and take a bite out of his neck. Uvogin starts going crazy trying to throw the other nigga off his hand, but finally realizes he's been tranquilized, and now he can only move his head while he's on his ass. Ugh, bro, why are they so fucking weird? But this nigga got a leech coming out of his mouth, and they're all so fucking excited about these abilities. Like, y'all should be ashamed. The weirdo that's laughing is not gonna be laughing for long, cause Uvogin just bites this nigga's head, and bro, he's fucking chewing it. Oh my god, he says it's disgusting. This absolute fucking menace says he only needs everything above his neck to kill these weirdos. He spits a chunk of coal at Shark Boy and eliminates that nigga, and it was a fucking headshot. And finally, bro, this nigga takes a deep breath. All the other members covers their fucking ears because they know what's about to happen, and this man screams directly in that nigga's ear, and this nigga got cooked on the spot. He just tosses him aside when he was done with him. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen some great reverse jumpings today, but Uvogin is a fucking menace. To take out all of your opponents in such a way is nothing short of spectacular. Anywho, thank you for watching Reverse Jumpings Part 2, and a huge shout out to Zephyr for agreeing to be on this video. Y'all go subscribe to this man, his content slaps. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Alright, bro, look. We all love when somebody gets jumped in anime. It's hilarious. Sasuke almost getting clapped at the 5 Kage Summit will always be great. Mahito getting done dirty by Nanami and Yuji will always be funny. So I've decided to run it back with some of the nastiest reverse jumpings that anime has to offer. Part 2 was like 5 months ago. But I've seen your comments and seen some of the reverse jumpings that I didn't add in the last one. So here we are, running it back for a 3rd time. Anywho, we're starting this off with none other than Attack on Titan. They put up to Annie, and Eren is very confident they're going to win. And this squad starts moving like a well-oiled machine. Not gonna lie, bro, they started off good. Their coordination was clean, getting Annie in the face and plucking out her eyeballs. And bro, these guys were not saying a single word, but they are all in sync, determined to cook Annie right here. And bro, they did not disappoint. They put her in the corner and starts wailing on her. Their communication was off the charts, smooth. They go for her arms, cutting her muscles and making her drop her guard. And bro, Eren is flabbergasted at how good these guys are. Bro was like, ain't no way, boy, we got this in the bag. I'm with the A-team now. But ladies and gentlemen, as the good book says, all good things must come to an end. One of them goes for an attack and gets jumped on.
Was that the bite of 87?
And everybody is flabbergasted. Like, bro, they were moving so nice. It was going so well. But how did we get here? And things didn't get better from there. Annie recovered one eye and immediately started going after them. Pet Mitra gets stomped on, and this goober tried to go for the nape, but Annie froze it. And I guess Annie was practicing her soccer skills, because this kick is diabolical. And she lands in a superhero pose. Bro, that's 100 style points right there. You won. Eren saw true terror that day. He also had a boner looking at it, but we don't discuss that. Eren did proceed to give Annie the beating of her life, but that's not a reverse jumping, so we're moving on. Shimazaki was a menace before he even started this reverse jumping, but afterwards, he cemented himself as a true menace. Mans pulled up and abducted the Prime Minister like it was nothing, and immediately started running the fade when they came to attack him. Bro teleported from the girl and got her sniped with some good old friendly fire. Teleported behind the other dude and body checked him. What? How did he make him explode? I kid you not, bro. This fight was non-stop action. Shimazaki gets punched and then grabbed by the old dude. And not gonna lie, he thought he was doing something until he got smacked by a stop sign. Other dude tried to no-scope him while he was manhandling guy in the green. He just teleports behind him and decked him in the mouth, kicking him for some extra points and disrespect. They tried to crush this man, which didn't work. And when he pulled up, Glasses guy tried to hit him in the back of the head with a metal pipe and ended up getting styled on. Imagine being so confident, bro, you stand on a nigga's head. This is Goku levels of disrespect right here. Dude in the rope tried to get him with an attack and he teleported behind him. Took a hit like it was nothing. Koyama came for a punch and got swatted away like a fly. The other three comes to jump him and he tosses them one by one to this fake black... Yo! Is this what black people look like to y'all? Cause I do not look like that. Anywho, he buries the other dude in the ground, teleports while palming his head. By the way, his eyes are still closed. Glasses took some shots at him, which didn't work. After realizing he got hurt by a manhole cover, Teru tried to come up with a plan, to which he teleports, palms his head, and starts slamming this nigga's face and everything he can find. Bro teleports in the air and pulls this mean-ass combo. And bro was not done after the kick. He starts wailing on Teru, and everybody's scared he's gonna kill him. Bro was pulling teleportation combos on this man. Teru had no chance, but then he blocked the final hit, and this man Teru actually starts fighting back, realizing that Shimazaki relies too much on his powers. Anywho, Shimazaki says after his boss he might be the strongest in the world, and Teru, knowing that mob exists, laughs at his dumbass remark, and then he proceeds to get hit in the face with a pebble, because when he's distracted, that's when they can hit him. As he's falling down, the martial arts girls start pummeling him, and bro, they really out here jumping this nigga now. The zebra head catches him and tosses him, only to get caught by Koyama, landing a juicy punch. After getting dogged like that, it forced this man to concentrate, and finally he opens his mind's eye. Bro teleports and simultaneously cooks everybody. Shimazaki starts bragging to Teru until he felt Mob's energy, and this delusional buffoon decided to challenge Mob. While trying to pose like Frieza, Reagan comes out of nowhere. Almost this. Bro really got caught off guard by a nigga with 0 esper powers. And that was the end of Shimazaki. Ladies and gentlemen, last time I spoke about Black Clover was in the first reverse jumping video, where I covered the most goated female in anime, Mereoleona. But this time, the reverse jumping is not in the main character's favor. Licht showed up and showed out immediately against Asta and Yuno. Bro spawned in, and the first thing he did was pull up to Asta with neither Asta or Yuno being able to sense him, took this man's sword from him, and tried to split his fucking head open with it. And he barely gave them a second to breathe, immediately throwing slashes at Asta and Yuno. Bro pulled up to Yuno and tried to bonk him, but Asta came in for the save and started trying to fight him, but he was unsuccessful. Bro was dual-wielding swords like he was Kirito. Yuno used the spell to bind him and give Asta an opening to attack, but it didn't end well and he took a back shot. And while this man Asta is on the ground, bro comes in and kicks the fuck out of him. And not giving him any chance to breathe, he starts throwing attacks. Yuno, on the other hand, is trying to aim a spell. Hey, wait a minute. I've seen this scene before. What a coinky-dink. And just like Shimazaki, he teleports right up to Yuno and tried to shake her. Luckily, Yuno dodged, in the process hitting Asta. And Yuno's like, hey bro, he casted fast movement on himself. What are we supposed to do now? And here goes Asta's dumbass.
How about we hit him harder?
Wow, splendid plan, Sangzu. Anywho, while they were discussing, Licht was throwing a Getsuga Tensho at them, sending Asta through a billion walls, and then casually breaking this nigga's spine. Yuno launched a crazy attack at him, and he just casually stops it, absorbing it and throwing it back to Yuno. While dodging, Licht pulled up and tried to slash him in the back, and mans just started chasing Yuno. Nothing he did worked against this dude. Like bro, both Asta and Yuno were getting bodied in this fight. Asta is literally down for the count in the water right now. Bro is in deep character thought.
Oh my god, he's so strong. Why did he do to my sword? Why do I suck?
While Asta gives himself a pep talk, Yuno is out here struggling. I would tell you guys what happened next, but they're leaf blowing again. It's Monday. Anywho, Yuno is dodging for his life while formulating a plan. And then he finally gets the chance to use his monozone. he fires it, and Raya becomes concerned. But somehow Licht blocked the attack that was coming from behind him. And so Raya celebrates. Until Asta pulled up, finally finding his motivation.
I like chicken.
Asta goes in with the slash of his life, using their brotherly bond to launch the greatest attack ever known to man. Licht blocked it, but then Asta grabbed his sword. And while they try to go for a final attack, Licht blasts the daylights out of these two. Bruh! Look at this explosion! And bro was just standing there. Like this was just a normal Saturday for him. Bro, for people with overwhelming power, you know, that's just normal. Characters like Ainz get jumped all the time. But contrary to Licht, this man, Ainz Uvogin, is a whole different beast. Like throughout the series, Ainz was just casually humbling nations. And it all started with the Slane Theocracy. So they decided to attack this village, and Ainz took it upon himself to defend it. Bro pulled up ready to fight an entire army. I mean, 100% of them were fodder, but... Anywho, Ainz is like, offer me your life without any resistance, and we can move on from here. But Ningun thought he was hot shit and had his angels attack Ainz. It looks like they were successful until they weren't. And so Ainz made his declaration to massacre every single one of them. So dude tells all the other angels to attack, and Ainz casually disintegrated all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you are so over-leveled. All the other soldiers start summoning spells and attacking Ainz. Albedo gets mad and took one of their heads off, but Ainz told her to chill out. Anywho, after dude realizes that he's not doing any damage, he's like, Principality of Asshole Penetration, attack! What? And this thing pulls out a fucking mace and goes to attack Ainz. Bro blocks it and literally cooks this angel to nothing, one-shotting it. After seeing this, instead of giving up and running away, this man pulls out his trump card, the Dominion Authority, who's supposed to be the highest of all the angels. Ainz face bombs at just how weak this thing is compared to him, and this dumbass is like, oh, you're scared. There's no running for your life now. Until Ainz tells him that his highest spell is only child's play compared to him. But dude, not caring to listen, crashes out and ordered the angel to attack. Ainz purposely didn't dodge it just to feel some pain. Like, bro, Ainz, you want some weird shit right now, my boy? Anywho, Albedo starts freaking out because Ainz felt pain.
And she cannot let the love of her life feel burned!
But Ainz told her ass to chill out and just summons a fucking black hole, one-shotting this angel too. Dude, realizing he's fucked, starts begging for his life. But Ainz is like, I did ask you to surrender your life without resistance, remember? Now I'm gonna bend you over and show you why they call me Bone Daddy. Anywho, the next reverse jumping is from a little known anime. I don't think you guys have heard of it. There's this small new anime called Solo Leveling. If you have not read Solo Leveling or watched the anime, what are you doing? Go do that immediately. This man, Jin-woo, has a reputation of just humbling anybody he comes across. And one of the first people to find this out was some hunters who tried to set him up to die. After that failed, they tried to kill him and his buddy, pulling up with a whole group to kill two people. One of them smacks Jin-woo with an attack and put him out of commission. But little do they know, thanks to the system, he now has no choice but to kill him or else he's going to die. One of the goobers puts his arm around his neck and was talking shit, and Jin-woo just casually slices this nigga's neck open. Two others come to attack him and immediately got put down, followed by the gunner, and then he cooks up the mage. And that was 5 out of the 6 skills he needed. Now their boss, who is C rank, activates his skill. Because he's C rank, of course he can defeat a low-level chump like Jin-woo. Bro literally thought he would win just because Jin-woo might be tired after fighting a boss and killing 5 fodder hunters. Bro goes on the attack and immediately got his face put in the dirt. Bro tried to beg for his life, but Jin-woo's like, nigga, you tried to kill me 3 times and now you're begging for mercy? This man, Jin-woo, removes his head from his neck with one clean slice. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've covered some wild reverse jumpings today. If you have any reverse jumpings you'd like me to cover, put them in the comments. Maybe in 5 more months I'll make a part 4. I don't know. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.